Hi guys, if you're new to WordPress development version as some say, and you consider the job of a WordPress developer, you may have the question about how exactly WordPress themes work and how they're structured. In other words, you just want to get a general idea about the whole shebang. And one more thing actually, this screencast is not about how to build a WordPress theme from top to bottom. The aim of this screencast is just to give you a general idea so that you know what you're doing, and then you can learn more about it. And a disclaimer, you can't use this screencast for creating a full-fledged WordPress theme. Though I'm going to create such a tutorial later and it'll be published in the near future. But again, this screencast is not a step-by-step instruction on how to create a full-fledged WordPress theme. So what we'll do and what you need for that. So I'm just going to take a really simple HTML layout and make a simplistic WordPress theme out of it. If you'd like to follow along, you need to make sure that you have the following things handy. You need a local server or access to your FTP server. You also need to make sure that you have installed WordPress on your either local server or an FTP server. You also need an HTML PHP editor and a cup of coffee or tea. Well, that's optional, sure thing, but still, it's a requirement. Once everything is set up and good to go, you need to go to your folder where you have WordPress installed. Let me do it right now. So that's, in my case, the folder is called WordPress 331. Okay. Now, open the WP content folder and go to the themes folder. So I'm opening the WP content folder and I'm opening the themes folder now. Now, you should create a folder where you're gonna keep your new theme. I'm gonna call mine Simplistic. So I'm creating a new folder and I'm gonna call the folder Simplistic. I'm clicking enter. The first step in giving birth to a WordPress theme is creating your CSS file. So you need to create a CSS file in your Simplistic folder. Actually, we need to open the folder. Okay, so you need to create your CSS file right here. Okay, and yeah, you need to call it style CSS. Let's do it. So I'm using Dreamweaver. I'm clicking on CSS. Now I'm just saving the file, Control S. If you're in Windows, I'm calling the file style and clicking save. Now, if I go back to the server and to the Simplistic folder, I can see the file that is called style. Okay. With that done, we need to copy and paste the following code, and it's over here. So we need to copy and paste it to the brand new CSS file that we just created. So I'm just selecting the default one and pasting my copied code here. Okay, now I need to save it. So I'm holding down Control and press the S key. And by the way, if you're watching this screencast on YouTube or elsewhere, you can just go to webdc.com and you'll be able to copy and paste all the codes that I'm showing in this screencast. Yeah, a few comments regarding the code that we just pasted. You may want to change the name of your theme, because mine is called Simplistic. Yeah, this kind of, funky name. You can just replace it with yours, whatever you like. It's up to you. But yeah, it's a good idea to be creative. Now, we need some HTML to build our WordPress theme. To make things really simple and easy, we're going to use an HTML layout that has the same main components of just about any WordPress theme. So we need a layout that has the header, sidebar, content area, and the footer. So I'm not going to make things too complicated. I'm going to use some very simple layout, HTML layout, and build on it. So what we need now is create a PHP file and call it index. So it should be index.php. I'm clicking on File, No. Now I'm selecting PHP right here and clicking Create. Okay, at this point I'm just going to my document here, and I'm pasting the HTML code, this one, that will create the following PHP layout. Sorry, HTML layout. This one. So I'm copying the whole code here, like that. Now I'm going back to my Dreamweaver and pasting the code right here. Okay. Now I'm saving it, and I need to call it index, and since we are working with a PHP file, it should be saved as index.php. Save. Now if I go back to the folder with our would-be theme, I can see that I have both the style CSS file and the brand new index.php file. Okay, now we can just go to our WordPress installation and actually to the dashboard or the admin panel. Now we can just refresh it, and the new thing that we're gonna see here is the new theme option that is called Web Simplistic by Kenneth and Roch. That would be me. So you can just activate the theme. And by the way, before we go any further, let's go back to Dreamweaver and split the interface, and you'll see that the HTML code here creates this layout. So since we have this layout in our index.php file, that's exactly what we're gonna see if we go to our WordPress, to the home page of our WordPress, and refresh it. That's exactly what you're gonna see here. As a matter of fact, you just see plain HTML now, and that's not exactly how WordPress works. But no panic, we'll fix it right now. The secret of WordPress, and other CMS for that matter, is that it loads different portions of its design from different files. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you now. So we're going to break the layout into a few, actually 3 different files: header, menu or sidebar, and footer. So first off, let's create our footer file and put some code there. So I'm going back to the index.html file, index.php file. Sorry about that. And now I just need to cut out the code that creates the header. So from the beginning of the code, from here, and to the line that ends the header, and that would be this code. So as you can see, it got highlighted here. So I'm just cutting this code from here. Cut it. Now I need to create a new file. Control N, and it's gonna be a PHP file, so I keep this option selected. Click Create. Now I'm pasting the code that I just copied. Now I'm saving the file, Control S, and I'm calling the file header because I put the code for the header in this file. So header, click Save, and as you can see in the design mode, it's actually showing how the code for this file looks. So it's the header. Okay, so we saved it. Now I can just close it, and I need to save my index.php file. Alright, now if I go to my home page, the home page of my WordPress, and refresh it, the header is not there. Why is that? Well, the problem is that we cut out the code for the header and we haven't loaded it, so it's just gone. But in order to load it from the header file, from this file, I can just use the following piece of PHP code, and that code is right here. So I'm just copying the code here like that. Then I'm just pasting it like right here. Okay, now I'm saving, and with that done, I can just go to the front end and refresh the page. As you can see, the header is back. So we just what we did is that we loaded the header code from a separate file that is called header.php. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the sidebar and with the footer. So first off, let's cut the code for the sidebar, and the code is right here. So I'm cutting the code. Now I'm creating a new file, Control N if you're in Windows, and then I'm clicking create. Now I'm pasting the code that I just copied, and I'm saving the file as sidebar. I'm clicking save. Okay, and as you can see, that's what the code is gonna create, just the sidebar. Now I'm closing the file, and I'm saving the index.php file. Now if I go back to the front end and refresh my page here, I'll see, and we're gonna see, actually we see now that the sidebar is gone, and that's because I cut it out and didn't load anything instead. So I'm supposed to just use the following piece of code, which is pretty similar to get header, but since we're loading a sidebar, it's get underscore sidebar. Now I'm just saving my modifications, Control S. By the way, you can save by going to File and clicking Save, this one. Let's just go back to the home page and refresh the browser window. As you can see, the sidebar is back, and that's because we loaded the script for it, the code for it, using the get underscore sidebar function, or tag for that matter. Now we need to do one more thing, and that's the footer. So I'm cutting the code for the footer, and that's the code. I'm cutting it. Now I'm going to create a new file, Control N. I'm clicking create. I'm pasting the code that I just copied, and as you can see, it just created the footer. Now I'm saving it as footer and clicking save. Now you can save the index.php file and refresh the front end here. Now the footer is gone, and yeah, you got it. That's because we didn't load the code for the footer. So I'm just copying this piece of code and inserting it right here. But this time around, I'm gonna call it get underscore footer. Now I'm saving my modifications, Control S, and refreshing the home page. As you can see, the footer is back. So it pretty much looks the same as the HTML version of our WordPress theme, but in fact it's working like a real live WordPress. So it's loading the header from an external file. It's also loading the sidebar, the menu, from an external file, and the same goes for footer. So both these three portions are loaded from appropriate external files. So it's just loading different portions from different files. Now that you know how WordPress themes are structured and operated on the basic level, you're ready to take your skills to the next level and get to know how to actually create a full-fledged version of a WordPress theme with all appropriate files and tags. Since you've got the basic idea in the current tutorial, it'll be way easier for you to follow along when you start working on a real-life WordPress theme. So if you like this video, this screencast, make sure to share it, and you can just like it by clicking on the like button right below. So thanks for watching. Adios.